Welcome, young mage. I'm Rhino, and we are going to be doing some CardSphere opening. These are sealed, and we have not touched them. Well, we have touched them, but not inside them. And Papa Mage is going to be talking about CardSphere, and let's go ahead and transition
to me. Okay, well, I've got to... Oh, apparently I'm super blurry. How did I get to be so blurry? I wasn't blurry before, was I?
That's interesting.
Yeah, okay. Well, all right. You're just going to have to deal with me being a little blurry. All right. We have here several packages, 4 to be exact. From CardSphere, or not from CardSphere, it's actually from people who are members of CardSphere. And actually, let me just go ahead and do it this way.
There we go.
So you can see me, you can see Rhino, let's get...
And you can see everything.
Well, you can see the packages here. Now, you'll also notice that we've got a great big pile of top loaders here. And we've got a pile of various sleeves and things. Yeah. And we also have right here.
Whoa.
This right here is the envelopes of every single thing we have received from someone who's been a member of CardSphere since February. And that's when we started using CardSphere. So I don't know how many of these there are. There have been a lot of trades. We've sent a bunch of things out, and we have received a bunch of things as well.
Yeah, I'm guessing 50 of those.
Yeah, 50, maybe more. But I wanted to keep these because I wanted kind of a record. I wanted to be able to show people, hey, we've done this many trades. So this way you know that we aren't lying when we say, hey, we use CardSphere. So all of those right there, 100% CardSphere. And we got 4 more. These are the top loaders that we have received and the sleeves. We've reused them when we send things out. What I'm going to do here is, let me get rid of that. And I was going to bring up so you can see my account or Rhino's account on here, but I'm thinking, nah, we probably don't want to do that. So we are expecting at the moment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 packages. This is about half of it. So
yeah,
about half of it.
3 more coming.
So what we're going to do is we're going to open these up live and see what we got. We do it one at a time because we want to make sure that we figure out who sent what. All right. And I've got.
And some of them don't have this.
Yeah, we really like it when they've got the tracking numbers on it. So this one right here's got the CardSphere tracking number. And
yeah, that's why we like CardSphere.
Well, the various people that do this, sometimes they do things a little differently. Yeah. We always like to make sure that we have the tracking number on there multiple times. And this, we've got a Goblin War Strike. I'm going to go here and, oh, hey, somebody was chatting.
Hey.
Jeremy. Jeremy Warden, I'm just here for the cookies. We will have cookies in a little bit. And Lincoln says, greetings.
Greetings, my friend.
So what we're doing is we're opening up deliveries from people at CardSphere. All right, so we've got 3 Goblin War Strikes, and I wonder
If
Yeah.
I stand up.
Yeah, okay, so we got 3 Goblin War Strikes. And sometimes, yeah, we can easily figure out who sent that. This looks like it is package, oops.
I think that's for the proper goblins.
All right, their address, okay, yeah. So, 3 Goblin War Strikes. Near mint, they certainly look near mint to me. And we paid basically 68 cents each for them.
That's about.
And actually that was pretty good. I mean, that's about, we generally, when we offer up things that we want, we will do anywhere from about 75% of the actual value, even up to 300% of the actual value, depending on what we want. So, you know, this was a good trade. I am going to mark these as received, and that worked quite well. Now, I know somebody is probably going to ask how many of these packages have failed. Have we not received? There was only one so far that we have not received, and that was, it ended up being like a, I don't know, $2 trade or something like that. Lost in the mail. We were fine with leaving it in limbo for, I think we left it in limbo for 2.5 months, 3 months. And yeah. Now there was one that we ended up receiving a card that it wasn't quite near mint. Now the thing is, we didn't care the fact that it was not near mint. Now, I'm actually looking for a particular top loader here, and it's just, you know, it was a more expensive card. And so we negotiated with the person, and I think we ended up taking like $1 off of the value or something like that. And it was equitable for both of us to do that. All right, I cannot find that one sleeve. Now there was one that we received that the envelope was just totally messed up. It was just horrid. Let me see if I got it over here.
Was it like somebody just tore it apart?
Yeah, it was like the top loader was twisted. It was cracked all the way through. The card came through fine. So that wasn't, you know, that wasn't a problem. That's what's going on
so you
here.
definitely want to have a good top loader so that it doesn't go.
Yeah. Now another thing that you want to do when you if you're going to be doing a lot of stuff with CardSphere, especially, I know in the United States they have there's this thing called informed delivery that you can set up with your post office, and what they'll do is they'll email you a photograph of each and every letter that you get. So if there's a letter that's been mangled or something like that, and you want to show it as proof that, hey, it came through the mail mangled, then you can use that. That's you know, that's a great thing to sign up for. Albie, MTG, hey guys, how are you both today? Okay, so we're going to be opening up this one right here. It doesn't have a tracking number on it. Please put tracking numbers on the outside and on the inside. And whenever we do these, okay, this one has a tracking number on it here.
I got it, just Goblin Chain Whirler.
And so you can see right there, they've got a tracking number on it, which helps a lot Um, so I can go through here and go, okay, this is, okay, this one's a pretty big delivery. We should have 2 Goblin Fire Slingers and 4 Prodigious Growth.
Oh
So,
yeah, prodigious growth.
Okay.
My preview card.
yeah. So,
Oh yay, prodigious growth.
we've been using CardSphere to get cards for Rhino to send to his patrons. He sends signed cards to his patrons at a certain level, and definitely we always do the preview cards. All right, 2 Goblin Fire Slingers, which looks like 18 cents a piece. So that's what we got. And Prodigious Growth, we've got 4 of them, 28 cents a piece. So this wasn't a very big order, but people send it anyway.
Yeah, they don't care about the price as long as it's not $1 million.
Yeah, and one thing that when we talk to a couple of people like that sent us really low cost orders, they were happy to send those because it got rid of some of their bulk and they made something off of it. So
it's like, oh, somebody actually likes this card. Wow.
Yeah. So now there's in a moment I'm going to tell you something else that we did using CardSphere. But let's go ahead and open these up.
So can I open the last one?
And well, you got to make sure that you can pull it out and do all that. So somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, some people put in cardboard and stuff like that.
And this one is I think the tracking number might be.
Yeah. So sometimes if it's something that we really want, like a preview card or something like that, we will do like 300%. Oh yeah, they did a good job. So you can pull that out slowly. All right.
Oh, that is really cool.
Yeah, they did a great job packaging that. So this is a Goblin cohort and
a Prodigious Growth.
A foil Prodigious Growth. Now this is for Rhino's collection. We decided that we wanted to get foil versions of all of his preview cards. So let's see, Goblin cohort, Prodigious Growth, and we will mark those as received.
What was my first preview card? Was that River Hoopo?
Yeah, it was River Hoopo. All right, and let's pop over here. And
I think I've seen that card before.
Okay. So this was really good. They printed out. They've got like what they put in it and the trade number and all that and where it was being sent to. So that was good. And the last one here. Now the neat thing is they put the
tracking number.
Yeah, the tracking number on the outside. So now I can go and go. Okay, 0, all right. This right here will be some more Prodigious Growth, which is really good because Rhino has to send out the cards for this month. And all right.
Really packed?
Well, they had 3 in the sleeve there, and these are in great condition. All right, so
that is a lot of growths. I think somebody has been eating a lot.
Okay, so to kind of recap, all right, if you want to see how many packages we have received from people at CardSphere, we have. Oops.
I'll count them.
We have a whole slew of them here, and
some of them were packed really well.
yeah, and actually for the most part they were packed really well. We've received cards from all over the world. There it is.
Oh, is that the one?
Yeah, I'll show that in a moment. And we've received packages from all over the world, and they have come. I don't think we've had any that have come truly damaged from the mail. I don't know how many that is. Probably.
Do you want me to count them?
Nah, you don't need to count them. Let's see here. It might be 100. Now this one right here. All right, I'm going to show you this. All right, this top loader was destroyed like that, but the card came through just fine. That was the one that was just. I was amazed that it got obviously handled really poorly in the mail, but the card was delivered just fine. So one of the things that we do is we, of course, send out cards. Henry says, "Hey,
hello,
hi Rhino," and all that. We send out cards. We build up a certain amount of money on CardSphere, and then we order the cards that we want, of course. Now that's pretty simple, straightforward. Now one thing that we did is when Dominaria came out, we decided to try to not buy any Dominaria cards, and we just took $100 in credit on CardSphere and tried to see how many decks we could build. We built 4 decks.
4 decks without opening a pack.
Yeah, without using any cards from any packs, Dominaria cards. Now, granted, yes, we did have a few cards from other sets that we had in there, but we built 2 Pauper decks using CardSphere. One of the decks was a whopping $12 worth of trade. I think normally it would have been probably about $18, but you put out there, hey, I want all these cards, and people are willing to just kind of go nuts and say, oh, hey, you need this and this and this and this, and then they can build up a pretty sizable trade that they can send you. So that was one of the cool things that we did. We built a Rada deck. We built the Fire Fletcher deck. We built Tetsuko. We did your Exploding Trees deck as well.
Oh yeah.
And the Raft Caption. So now his Exploding Trees deck wasn't in that original $100 that we set aside.
Mm-hmm.
So we did the Tetsuko, Raft Caption, Rada, and
Exploding Trees.
No, not Exploding Trees. Fire Fletcher.
Oh, fine.
And so those 4 decks we did completely using $100 worth of trade value on CardSphere. So you know how the professor goes through and does the booster box game and says buy your singles. Well, we think that CardSphere is a great way of trading. We've got a bunch of trades that we're going to be sending out here pretty soon as well. Just looking at what people want. We've got some Steel Leaf Champions we'll be sending out, and Westville Abbey, Bedlam Reveler. Somebody wants that foil Villainous Wealth.
Villainous Wealth.
wealth. Wealth. This card right here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we'll be sending that out. Somebody wants the foil secure the waste. I don't know that. But actually, that's not the foil. The foil one's in the angel deck. Yeah, shipping is really expensive to Sweden. You know, that's.
Is it like $6?
No, one of the things that we can send cards to most countries. We can send it for like $1.10. So when we go to do the trade, we want to make sure that we are making back a little more than what we have on in postage. But you know, we've had people send us stuff that they spent more on postage than they did on than they get on the card. So that seems kind of strange to me, but yeah, I suppose they really did want to get some stuff out. And I can understand that. We have a bunch of downsizing that we're doing because of our. If you haven't heard, we are selling this house and getting a RV slash mobile home, and we're going to start traveling all around the U.S. and Canada. I don't know about Mexico.
I got an idea. What if, you know the thing that when it's Christmas time, when it's Christmas Eve, what about we do something like when Santa is coming to a certain place? What about we do that?
Okay, we could do that.
I was just thinking of that.
So the channel's going to be changing a lot. The big thing will be connectivity to the internet so that we can upload videos and possibly stream. I think I have a line on how I can do streaming. There's a service called netbuddy.co that for $60 a month on the AT&T network you can have unlimited 4G internet. So we might try that out. But we're going to still continue to stream this streaming rig. We're going to have to change because this is a little bit on the big side, but then again we can also we'll probably do something different with this. There was a reason for setting this up when we were teaching and stuff like that, and we're still going to be doing a lot of teaching.
Yes.
And
we got the teaching down.
Yeah. We've got a Kickstarter project that we've been bouncing back and forth a little bit. We'll probably write that up here soon to see if people would be interested in that. We're also going around to various local game stores to see what their Friday Night Magic is like, or what their Modern Mondays, or what those will be like. So we're going to be recording those. We were down in North Myrtle Beach in South Carolina last week. We recorded some stuff from there. We're going to try to have a video out about that. The Player's Choice in North Myrtle Beach. So we're going to see how we can get that together. We had some problems with audio there because they had a lot of music blaring in the background, and you can't have copyrighted music in the background on YouTube videos. You just can't. Sorry, can't do that.
Yeah, and so the story of my life.
Yeah. So the cards that you got now, these right here, the goblins. Okay, we have.
We'll be going into the popper goblin deck, of course.
Yep. We have a pauper goblin deck. We wanted to. It would do okay against the elf one, but it wasn't as great. So we want to try out some more of these cards and see how they play out. Just so that we can have another competitive or reasonably competitive pauper deck. Let's see here. Let me get this out of the way. So does anybody have any questions? Yeah, elves versus goblins is a classic matchup, and that's one of the reasons why we did it. The elves is really cool.
Yeah, I generally do elves.
And
Generally do goblins.
actually, what I did.
Oh
So
yeah.
we went to Player's Choice last Friday for Friday Night Magic, and they were doing Modern.
Yeah, and you and Papa Mage had an absolutely horrid Modern deck. Well, not exactly horrid, but it was okay.
Yeah, I had a Modern Goblins deck, which is but what I did is I decided, well, wait a second, the Pauper deck is Modern. Let me try the Pauper deck. Would you believe I got 5th place with a Pauper deck?
With all commons.
Yeah, because
no uncommons.
Yeah, so it was just one of those things that they just weren't expecting.
They were like, wait, what?
Yeah. Okay. Lincoln asked, won't it be expensive to travel with the gas for the gas cost?
We are not sure.
Sort of. It depends. I mean, if you're thinking that we're going to be traveling every single day, no, we're not doing that. What we're probably going to end up doing is, for the most part, we will travel someplace and stay there for a couple of weeks, maybe 3, maybe even 4 weeks. So the travel time is, we're not going to be traveling a lot. But as the channel grows, as we start making more money, as we start doing some other things, like one of the things that we want to do with the Patreon is use the Patreon to say, hey, we are going to be headed in this direction. We're going to head to this state, or we're going to be heading to this GP, and we're going to go from this location to this location. What's some decent places for us to stop at along the way, so the patrons can pick where we go. I mean, they're helping to pay for the channel. Why not? And if one says, hey, this is only an hour out of your way, this is my LGS, we're going to go, sure, we can be there on such and such a day. Another thing that we would like to do is start creating young mage events that we can start doing at these local game stores, where think of it like game day. And we've talked to Wizards of the Coast a little bit about it. We're still in talks with them, but maybe what could happen is they could offer some extra prize support or something like that doesn't affect that local game store. All they have to do is get people in, and then Rhino can teach them. We can pass out welcome decks. We can have maybe promo cards or something like that we can give out to people, promo lands or something. I don't know. So you get your friends, you get your kids there, and we have Rhino teach them, and that would be the sort of thing that we would do to draw more people in. If you haven't seen it, look at CardSphere.com. I did a blog post there last week about something else we did this summer, and this was a year in the making, but Rhino went to scout camp last year. Ended up befriending the camp director, and the camp director was very interested in his YouTube channel and all that, and said, how can I run Magic at scout camp this year? And so we helped him out. We came up with a way of doing it. We got Wizards of the Coast sent them a huge pile of welcome decks, and it was an amazing thing.
Yeah.
6 weeks in a row.
I loved playing Magic there. I was even amazed that there was Magic there. And it was just like a ordinary Friday Night Magic. And the people were nice. And the funny thing is, the boys said one card that, like, Nightmare, this card is overpowered.
Well, no, they were saying Unsummon was overpowered. It was an overpowered card. And the Nightmare was like the best creature in the world because of its ability. It was really interesting because, I mean, this was a bunch of new players. I mean, really, really raw new players. And each of the 6 weeks, the Magic tournament basically, quote unquote, sold out first. Yeah, it was free. Yeah, but the signups, they signed up, filled it up. The kids were
trading cards.
The scouts were trading cards out of their welcome decks to each other. They were letting their friends borrow the deck so that they can learn. And it seemed like over the period of about 6 weeks, I would guess somewhere around 200 new Magic players. These were people that said, I am going to be playing this when I get home. Where do I learn more about this? Where do I get the cards? What should I get? And we had, the week that we were there, we had the new Planeswalker decks. The kids loved those. I keep saying kids, the scouts. I gotta stop saying that.
Are you thinking of me and Speedy?
But one of the things, yes, Henry, there should be MTG at Scout Camp globally. That's one thing that I think we're going to try to push. What we're going to do for next year, we have actually some sponsors for next year to do this again at the Scout Camp that Rhino goes to. And there's a lot of people that said, hey, I learned D&D at Scout Camp. I learned Magic at Scout Camp. And contrary to popular belief, scouting is very diverse. It is not as restrictive as a lot of people seem to think it is. And it is incredible. Albie says it was a very good read. He read it on the day that it was put out on CardSphere. Let me tell you, it was one of the hardest articles for me to write. It took me 3 days to write it. I hate to say, because I was just having a hard time getting it going. It was just so much information, and how do you boil it down and get everything across, and I wanted to say so much. There was so much more that happened than what I had there. And I wanted to say things like, all these people that say that Magic is dying, and show me somebody that's doing something to get new players. Well, we're doing that. And I know this is probably one of the hardest sub-niche niche within the Magic community. How do you get new players? How do you advertise to new players? How do they find out about you? And we've gotten better at it over the 3 years, and we're going to keep plucking along. But yeah, we do want to try to increase this to something that's a little more global. I don't know how we can do that. What we did, Wizards of the Coast supplied all the welcome decks for 6 weeks of Magic players. And I'm sure that wasn't a no-cost thing, because they paid for the shipping and they paid for the cards and all that. So it was no cost to the scout camp, but it was an experiment. We wanted to try it out, and
the boys loved it.
Yeah, and they loved it. So one of the things that we want to do is talk to them and say, okay, what can we do to do something like this on a bigger scale? Can the trading post carry booster packs?
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Can they go through and they order these things? Now, with the Wizards Direct Sales closing down, they'll have to go through a distributor. How can we how can we get past the WPN sort of things and stuff like that? MTG Strategist says, great way to teach good sportsmanship. Yeah, this was one of those things where a lot of times some troops have some rivalries, and crews have some rivalries with other groups, and a lot of times the scouts stick to their own groups and their own friends, and this is one of those cases where they came in, they sat down across from each other, talked to each other about where they were from. We had there was one group that had come up from Florida. They had driven 10 hours to come to this scout camp, and we had heard them say, hey, we want to come back to the scout camp because of things that they do like this. It's so much different. So that was an amazing thing about it. So a lot of positive stuff on that. Good luck on the Kickstarter. Yes, the Kickstarter is an online project that we want to do. We're not going to tell you anything about it right now because we still got to figure out how we're going to do it and how much it's going to cost. And let's see, and for the scouts that are less likely to do well in physical competitions, great way to get them interacting. Yes. And I mean, they have so many physical things to do there. And they also have archery and rifle shooting, and they have different types of sports, basketball and soccer, and they have Gaga Ball, which Gaga Ball is
I'm not interested.
Yeah, well, it's like dodgeball but in a pit. It's interesting.
It's a backwards dodgeball.
Yeah, backwards dodgeball. But then they also have other activities that you can do.
Twilight.
Yeah, and the Twilight stuff. They had a chess tournament. We actually had some guys say that they were throwing the chess tournament so they can play in the Magic tournament. I thought that was hilarious.
And you can see that on the blog.
Yeah. But it's very much a thought-provoking sort of thing that you have to do, and the camp director made it part of STEM, this science, technology, engineering, and math portion of the camp, because he saw how complex the game was, and we told him it was like chess on steroids, mixed in with a little bit of poker.
And plus, there was chess.
Yes, they had chess.
There was.
And let's see. And the grand prize for the tournament was ice cream.
Yeah. So, I was like,
yay!
Yay!
Well, sure. it was good ice cream though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not slush puppers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But and you'll keep hearing him say he doesn't like slush puppies. But actually, while we're still doing this, Does anybody have any questions? Yeah, the best prices are the edible ones. Yeah, because you can't eat the cards.
What about an edible Llanowar Elves?
Yeah. An M19 Llanowar Elves.
Oh, no.
What is it, $6 now for Llanowar Elves from M19?
It used to be $15. Yeah. But no, it used to be up to the 80s? 90s?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that high. People weren't that crazy. Anybody have any questions about CardSphere or the channel?
Like when it was made? We have no idea.
What?
When CardSphere was made?
CardSphere just recently had their 1-year anniversary.
Oh. So last year it was made.
Yep. And they've been doing a great job. This video right here is not sponsored by CardSphere, but they are. We mark them as friends. They do help us out. I do write for them, so I make a little bit off of that. But all in all, this is as honest as I can say about CardSphere. I mean, after you saw all those envelopes, 100 envelopes maybe. I don't know. I could look at my ledger in CardSphere and figure out at least some of what I did. But I mean, this is just. It goes back to February, and we've done a lot of trades, and it's all been very positive. Let's see here. Let's see. So some upcoming things on Young Mage.
Videos.
Yeah, videos. But what videos are we going to be doing? We are going to be doing some upgrades of Planeswalker decks.
Yeah, we are going to be doing some Planeswalker deck upgrades.
Yep.
Like Teferi.
We're going to go back to Dominaria because trying to upgrade the Dominaria with just Dominaria, there was just some things that just didn't seem to fit. And one of the things that we like to do with the Planeswalker deck upgrades is we want to make sure that if we come up with an upgrade for like an M19 deck, that we're not putting in a bunch of Kaladesh and Amonkhet, because all that's going to rotate out. We want it to be something that's going to last a little while.
Yeah, like M19.
Yeah, so we'll put in an M19, Dominaria, Ixalan, stuff like that. And that was one of the things with Dominaria. We were having a problem with, we can make it great, throw in fatal pushes and things like that. But that's going to rotate out. Yeah. So, Henry asked, what is your favorite Planeswalker deck? Well, his favorite Planeswalker is a Johnny.
Yeah.
But
then I saw Ted.
Yeah, so he's.
And then I was like, do I want to do Will?
Yeah. I've created a little brewing monster here.
And I was like, oh.
So we've got several different mill options for making constructed decks. And we're trying to do it without going back to, Kaladesh and Amonkhet and all that.
What about our Devastation? Is that going to be rotating?
Yeah, that's going to be rotating as well.
So for Insanity?
Yeah.
Compelling Argument? No.
Compelling Argument would be the best. We might end up mixing like two archetypes, like a mill control deck. That would be kind of interesting.
What about something like a control mill? Like unsummon?
Okay. So, MTG strategist, would Rhino ever play control? I'm trying to judge if you're a good parent or not, Papa Mage.
I don't know.
He does play some control. He has played it.
When I was playing control, I loved it. But then I switched to, let's say, cats. Then I was like, okay, I'm not sure about control. And since now, I probably want to do control.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it really comes down to, I want him to be very well-rounded in his Magic understanding. He's getting a lot better at doing like the pre-release. It used to be I would have to basically build the decks for him because he just couldn't think fast enough to put everything together. Even though we made the cheat sheets, which help a lot, okay, yeah, friends don't let friends play control. Yeah, but you need to know how to play control in order to better battle control.
I've seen how people play control. They keep some land open, and what I'm thinking is let's say I have a land in my hand. And my opponent thinks that I have Essence Scatter in my hand. So I'm keeping 2 land open so that they're thinking of what I have in my hand.
Yeah, so he's been learning the bluffing side of things.
AKA poker.
Yeah, the poker side of things. And yeah, I mean, it really comes down to what is your attitude when you're playing control. And yeah, he says, true, you have to swim with the sharks in order to understand them.
What sharks?
Yeah, but yeah, so the attitude that you have when you play is something that's very important. We always try to make sure that it's always positive, it's always a learning experience. And and as I've told him many times before, that I am not going to let you win, and I do that because I want you to learn. It's not like I take any pleasure in, haha, I beat my 12-year-old son. Of course I should beat my 12-year-old son, right? But I'm not beating him all the time.
You're not like a net decker.
Yeah, but the thing is, I win maybe about half the games now. When I was before, I was winning almost 100%, and now I'm down to 50%, and I'm probably going to be winning less and less. It just depends on how we develop over time, and how he develops over time. So he's got right here a nickel bolus, and that was in my my pre-release kit.
And I think you devastated everybody.
Yeah, I did.
Wait, did you go in first place?
No, I got second. You got third.
Oh, okay. So you won 1 round more.
Yeah. But Rhino doesn't necessarily like playing 3 colors at the moment.
Yeah, I hate 3 colors.
But you'll play 3 colors in Command.
Yeah, I suppose. If I have to, then I will.
But it's, as he continues to grow, he's going to end up he's going to start doing more of these things. Albie says the best way to get better is by playing against those who are better than you. I became a friend with the PPTQ/GP grinders and Pro Tour players at my shop, so I could play against them a ton. Yes, and that is, I have story that I relay of my father when he was in the Air Force. He was stationed at some of these places that, they're out in the middle of nowhere, and you have nothing to do. You go, you do your duty for the 12 hours or whatever that you're on duty, and then when you're off duty, you have nothing else to do. So he ended up playing against a grandmaster chess player. He played chess, and he played him and played him and played him and played him, and he lost and lost and lost and lost and lost and lost and won a game. And when he won the game, that grandmaster chess player was like, "Oh, you won!" So, yeah. So, yeah, you only get as good as your competition. So I'm hoping that as we travel around, Rhino will be playing against much better competition, and he'll get to be a lot better. I don't know if he's going to be a GP grinder. No. But
in fact, I don't think I want to.
But he might play in a few main events at a GP just to try it out, see what it's like, and to report on it, because that's what he does. And we'll see if he ends up being in the booth at some of these events and talking about some of these things.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, his knowledge of Modern is not very extensive.
Probably, yeah. Most likely.
But yeah, it'll be fun to try this out and see what he does and see what he comes up with. Okay, let's see. Our last Kickstarter was the GP coverage at Vegas. We got all those videos up. Total 13 videos, 13 interviews. Mm-hmm. We have a playlist of it. You can go to youngmage.com, and that is the main playlist on the website. So you can see them all back to back there. We try to keep most all of the interviews down to like 5 minutes or less, just because we didn't want to bore people. But I mean, we've got a lot of cool things there, and the neat thing is we interviewed new and young players. Half of them were female. And that wasn't by design. That was us searching for people that kids. I can say kids because I'm an old man, but the younger players. We were searching for younger players, and it was about 50-50 in the younger players. So
and the rest were like teenagers?
Yeah. Well, even the teenagers, I mean, at a certain point, it's kind of hard to tell if they are under 18 or not. But we have talked a couple times about having a junior super league again, and Wizards might bring that back. So you might have to be under the age of 18, not 18 and under the age of 18, to compete in that. And that would be you and Manny and Dana and Danica and Nora all playing against each other.
Thousands of tables.
Yeah. But that would be a very interesting thing to start seeing next season if they come out with that. As a 19-year-old, I think you should upgrade the age limit by 1 year. Yeah. Well, I think they also should have a seniors league too. Anybody above the age of 50, because that's when AARP kicks in.
Okay. Interesting.
So there will probably be even less of us.
Yeah, let's start right
now. Let's see.
I got nothing.
You got nothing?
Well, I was just being like.
Pull out your binder.
Which one?
Yeah. And what we're going to do is, you can go through, grab any of them. We're going to go through, yeah, we have talked to the Kiefers, and they were some of the guys that we chatted with in Vegas. But one thing that I did think we ought to do is go through, and we're going to go through some of our trade binders and figure out what we're going to put up on CardSphere to mail out. This Origins, and this is kind of like the recently rotated out stuff since Origins. I think we've probably sent out most everything that has any value in it. Well, we've got some hangerback walkers. Those are still usable. There's a Nissa Vastwood Seer, and let's see.
There's a Coast Fed Silver Order. He's pretty useful.
Yeah, well, don't necessarily pull things out.
Yeah,
so you can see how we sets that since he started, we put together like this in a set binder. All right, Lincoln says, sorry, gotta go, but have fun and good luck to you all. Thank you. Sarkon, Dragon Speaker. So what we'll do is we'll go through and see if any of these have kind of jumped up in price. But really, we do put just about everything that we have up on CardSphere. Or we will. Oh, hey.
What?
One.
Oh, yeah.
Two. Okay, we got two of those.
Cool.
We needed the Monastery Swiss Spears. I think we've got 3 more coming in from one of the things that we're doing, and we're going to do a video about this, taking one of the Challenger decks and turning it into a modern deck. So we're going to take the Hazard Aggro and turn it into a modern deck. And what we do to do that, let's see here. Temple of Deceit. Most of these, I don't know. Gideon, the ally of Zendikar.
Oh, he's good.
Yep.
He's good.
Yep. Let's see. Shambling Vent. You know, some of these things we just wanted to keep just because, like Cinder Barrens and Meandering Rivers from older sets.
Oh man, I see a card that is pure jank. 100-handed one.
Yeah.
As long as 100-handed one is monstrous, it has reach and can block an additional 99 creatures each combat.
Yeah.
He's gonna die.
Yes, he does die. Archangel Avacyn. We've got several of those. Those are still pretty nifty. A bunch of people want Westfell Abbeys, so we'll probably send those out. And let's go through Eldritch Moon here. Oops.
This is the card.
Yes, Stormtide Leviathan.
Yeah, when I saw this specific card, I could say Stormtide Leviathan.
You gotta tell a little bit more of a story than that.
Okay, I'll go ahead and say it.
Well, Rhino has dyslexia, and even at the age of 7, he couldn't read. It was just, everything was such a jumble in his mind. He understood the phonics, he understood how to do it, and we could put pieces together, but he couldn't read until he saw Magic Cards, and that was the first card that he saw, and he read without any assistance. So when when a 7-year-old who has extreme dyslexia can't read says, "Oh, this is Stormtide Leviathan,"
then you're gonna be like,
okay. So I'm going to pull this 4-up binder out because this has got some more of the cool stuff in it, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we got some foil lands here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on. Yeah, Ravnica.
Okay, I got an Ugin, Sensei's Dividing Top, a revised Badlands that's badly damaged. No, we're not going to put those up on CardSphere.
I wasn't going to say that.
But let's see here. I don't know. We've got some fetch lands, Cavern of Souls.
What if, I don't know. I was just thinking about making a modern wizard deck.
I don't know about a modern wizard deck.
Because I see a Mind Reaper.
Let's see here.
Man, there's a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah. Let's see. These are foil lands back here.
Ooh, some value.
Yeah, well, actually, some of the older foil lands are, people do still want those.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. And we got some more. This is some Origin stuff. Actually, most of this we probably need to move to the Origins binder.
Okay.
More hangerback walkers. Yay.
Are those worth anything?
Yeah, there's probably, I don't know, a couple of bucks at least.
There's that Ulamog. Hooray.
Yeah.
I do not like Ulamog. He is overpowered.
Alright. So we've got a few cards that we're going to be sending out, I'm sure. Some of these binders right here, and your commander binder.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is the one that has all of the extensive.
Yeah.
And the what about the standard binder?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to.
Let's see.
Where did I put that? Oh, it's in here.
Oh, hangerbacks. Okay. Hangerbacks are $4 to $5. Cool. I don't know how many of those we'll actually need to keep. So I think we've got a bunch of them. I know we've got like 6 walking ballistas. And that's kind of along the same lines too. Okay. This right here is Rhino's specialty is
that's interesting.
Cast down. All right, there's his foil of his preview card.
Oh yeah, that one.
So I put that there. Yeah. So.
What about a whole binder full of just the promos?
Yeah.
Actually, a whole page.
Yeah, we need to fill this thing out. Yeah, this is going to be like his main trade binder, so we're going to have to do something about that. But yeah, it's about time to really look into any of the standard cards that are going to rotate out and get as many of them out as possible right now. Trade them out, and then in a few months, if you need anything back, get it traded back. I wouldn't trade out
Inspiring Vintage or like the combustible gear.
Well, no, I would definitely do the combustible gear hulks, but we've got plenty of inspiring advantages, so we might send out a few more of those.
Okay. Faithful Showdown is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a lot of them that are kind of like that.
Yeah, Terror Fairgrounds with Junk. 11 Million. We got a foil.
Yeah.
There's a lot of this stuff. That part is broken. And yeah, a lot of this stuff is good. We got some Sky Sovereign.
Hang on. I'm pulling it forward so people can see more of what you've got in there.
So Key City, Daylight Trap, that sort of stuff, and creatures, of course. Earthworks Marvel. What is this? Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, I am so glad that is not played in the deck. Earthworks Marvel. So, I don't know what else to talk about.
Well, we've got some work to do to still to get to the point where we are ready to travel. There's, of course, the house still has to sell, but we've had several people come by to look at it. It's actually going up for auction, which is kind of a neat thing, I suppose. Yeah. But we're hoping that in a little over a month, we will be at the point where we're going to say, hey, we're going to be heading in this direction, whatever that direction is, and that way or that way, I don't know. Whichever direction, where should we go? All right, so Thursday, we're going to do another live stream. That is going to be a battle of some sort. I don't know what it's going to be yet. Yeah,
it's going to be a live stream. We have no idea.
It will be a gameplay live stream, and it may be some funky decks against each other or whatever. But I've got some more upgrades to do on the software that you're seeing all around here to put up cards and things like that. And we'll probably do some more trades and things that we're looking forward to doing that, get that out. And maybe we will do a giveaway.
From our binders?
Yeah. What do you think would be a good giveaway card?
Smuggler's Copter.
Smuggler's Copter? You mean that?
It's banned. But...
No. Why don't we do something really... Oh, hey, there's your foil clone machine. We need to move that. Handy dandy clone machine.
Handy dandy. What about a card that isn't that great?
No. If we're going to do a giveaway, we need to do a good giveaway.
Sky Sovereign?
No. We need to do something really cool.
What? I don't understand. Please don't tell me to do the wood foils.
No.
Oh, good. Because that card is just so good. It's just so good.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Verdant Catacombs. Maybe we'll do some fetch lands.
Terminal?
Oh, wait a second. We've got a whole bunch of Scalding Tarns.
We can give away one of those. Wait, what about today?
No. Okay.
Saheeli, right?
No. But, Scalding Tarn might be a good thing. We only got one Snapcaster.
Oh, we have a Snapcaster? Oh, I did not notice that.
Yeah.
There's a
so
lot of
we might end up doing something like that as a giveaway. So keep track. That'd be a cool giveaway.
Keep track?
No, I'm telling people keep track of what we're doing. Let's see. We also need to do our patron only stream at some point. Let me go ahead and put this in this mode so you can point down to the people down below.
The wonderful people that are scrolling down below are those great patrons that have helped out this channel like crazy. I just want to thank them so much. And is that going to be it after all of that other stuff?
No. Okay. The friends of the channel are...
Oh, yeah. The friends of the channel are Legion Supplies, 5-color combo, and CardSphere. I got them right.
Yeah, you got them all this time. Yay!
Let's see. And is that it?
So, yeah, that's pretty much it. You have more videos coming out soon.
Yep. I have more videos coming out soon. So until then, Rhino out.